Lashana Tava. It's 5776, y'all. And I have a question to pose and maybe answer at the same time. Over the course of the Chag, I got a question regarding Gerus. Is it better to go ahead and go with Conservative Judaism over Orthodoxy to avoid accepting 613 commandments? I mean, yikes. 613. That's a lot. It's a lot. It's not even balanced. It's this 13. It's an odd number. Anyways, so my response to that was very simple. The last time you accepted an app on your phone that you wanted to play, whether it was a game or a location app or a dating app or whatever, did you read the instructions on the app? Did you? Did you at all? Did you, and when I say instructions, I mean more so the legal parameters of the app. What happens if you decide to try and market this app outside of the given network or whatever? I don't know. Just, did you read the terms of agreement? Or did you just accept the terms of agreement, click yes, and then kept going with it? Right? Okay. So what's the big deal about 613 commandments? You do it anyways. So the whole attitude towards 613 commandments when it comes to Gerus is not to assume you're doing every single one of them, right? Or you're going to be punished if you can't do every single one of them. No. The idea is that you have a heart to do it, right? You're accepting that in the case that I have to do this, I am submitting myself to the responsibility of fulfilling this commandment, right? Well, the cool thing about these 613 commandments is that not every single one of them can be fulfilled by every single person. For instance, an easy example is going to be Taharat Mishpacha, family purity. Well, if you're single, you don't really have that issue, do you? No, you don't. Let's say maybe you're divorced, you have that issue. Maybe a little bit, but not really, right? For a man, you can't keep nida like a woman can, and a woman definitely doesn't have all the time mitzvot that a man does. So the idea of having to accept the idea of having to do 613 commandments, it's the heart to do it. Going into my next point would be that I believe it's a midrash regarding either Yosef or it was Yaakov Avinu, where they're credited for having kept all the Torah. Actually, I think it was Yosef, now I remember, because the midrash regarding the two arcs. And so the midrash goes, and I'm totally paraphrasing, how did this one keep all the mitzvot? And it was because that he learned all the mitzvot. So sometimes in order to do a mitzvah, you can learn about it. Like the temple service, every single time that we daven, Shachris in the morning and throughout the, Mincha and Arvit and so forth, we're learning about the temple service. Well, we don't have a temple right now, and a lot of us aren't Levium, and we're not bringing offerings to a particular location. Well, you can still fulfill the mitzvah by learning about it, because what? That learning prepares you for it. As Mishlei talks about how my people perish for lack of knowledge, right? So, in addition to learning about a mitzvah to fulfill it, learning about it to fulfill it and encouraging others to learn about it and fulfill it is also a way to fulfill the mitzvah, which also extends to maybe you may not be eligible for a particular mitzvah. Maybe your children might be eligible to a mitzvah in the future. You never know. So again, in summary, when it comes to the 613 commandments, I'm not here to pit the Orthodox against conservative. I'm not even qualified for that discussion. Each person goes the way they want to go. But as far as the 613 commandments, let's not demonize them. Let's realize that it's the opportunity to do that. And when it comes to Gerus, you it's like a new employee, right? You have those that if you buy a company and that company has existing employees and you want to keep those employees, then you just say, great, the terms are changing, but it's not so much different from what you have right now, and just adjust to them as you get. Well, yeah, there's a leniency, right? If the policy for an existing employee was, it was okay being yourself, and all of a sudden now it's not, well, they're gonna have a little bit of leniency for those people that were previously employees and get on their cell phone. But for someone who's new, who's brand new, they're gonna put the smackdown on you and say, no, you can't be on your cell phone, or go find another job. Slap, slap. So that's the way of I see regarding Gerus, that born Jews are those 60 employees. I hate to make them employees, but you get the point of the analogy. That they have to come into it. A lot of them. There's a lot of obviously with the Holocaust stuff like that. Not all of them were around religious settings or religious settings that were positive, that were healthy, right? A lot of really bad situations. That goes for all religions. So their willingness and love for the Torah may not have been there, and so you got to cut them some slack a little bit. Okay, look, they want to keep it. They may have had this spark of keeping it, but it wasn't flamed. But for someone coming right into it, we're like, well, we don't know what you're bringing into this party, right? So we're gonna let you know everything that you have to accept. And we're not gonna tell you that you may not be able to do them. Just simply you have to accept them. In the case that you do, then you have to do it. So a few just thoughts on Gerus regarding: do I have to keep the 6 or 13 commandments, or should I just stick with Conservative Judaism, where there's not that big of a deal, or Reform, whatever you choose to go with? So again, consult your local Orthodox rabbi. That's my disclaimer. And hope you all have a wonderful year. Be well.